Look, LeBron's playing well. Obviously, yesterday he was on fire, but I don't think he's peaking. I mean, he was hot yesterday from three. We know LeBron's a streaky three-point shooter, especially late. He obviously hit the one from the hash mark. But the game before, as you mentioned, they're playing a Jazz team that's tanking. The game before, 6 for 19, 5 turnovers against a Phoenix team that was playing their JV.
Yep.
The game before that had the worst first half of his career against the Clippers. Played incredible the second half, but obviously it was a loss and they never really were in that game. So I think LeBron is working his way back. And yesterday he was on fire, as we said, from three, but I don't think he's peaked yet. Now, I like the way he's playing. I think they'll obviously get through the play-in, and he might peak, for what he is right now by the time they get to that first-round matchup with Memphis, presumably. But, no, I don't think, Nick, and you look, they haven't played great teams since he's been back. Chicago twice, Utah twice, Phoenix when they're resting everybody. So I'm interested to see LeBron and how he plays in the play-in game when they face some stiffer competition.
Okay, Lakers ranks this season before and after the All-Star break. I saw the Lakers' best team in the West since All-Star. Granted, but Memphis took a few games off. Three-point percentage went from 26th to 13th, great. Three-pointers made, 19th, great. Defensive rating went way up.
That's good.
Second chance points went way up too. So Lakers are playing well. Adding to all this, LeBron reminded everyone that he is the king. That's his nickname,
Well, that's what he was doing.
So he went and crowned himself.
Yeah.
Even though we've seen Giannis crown himself. We've seen the crown in the New Balance commercial from Kawhi. But
I
so
don't believe Giannis or LeBron ever did this until Giannis did it in that game against him.
Well, Kuzma put on an invisible crown, remember?
Right, but that was post Giannis doing it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think this was. Now, listen, he's obviously called himself the king for as long as he's been around, or as long as we've known him. High school, yeah, very prophetic.
But this is his first time with the invisible crown.
Doing it himself?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, so we've seen that stuff post Giannis. But he should do it. Somebody other than me has to point out how absurd it is what he's doing. And how everyone, I remember my friend, this isn't taking a shot, my friend Dan Levitard, in 2015, doing a rant about how, listen, people need to recognize LeBron's still really good, but his best days are behind him. When he went to Cleveland, the second time around, that the peak of his career had passed. And he was right that the peak of his career had passed. LeBron that could shoot 60% from the field for almost a full season, as he did in 2013. The defensive player of the year level player. That guy was no longer quite that. But we are now almost a decade removed from that. And he is still, what is he, almost 30 a game? And what is the context of it? So last night was his 14th 35-plus point game of the year in year 20. How's that compare to the rest of NBA history? We can show it to you. 14 for LeBron, 3 for Kobe, 0 for everyone else in the history of the league. The season's now over. How'd he do? 29 a game on 50%. How does that compare to other year 20s? Kobe's the only one in the teens, and he was at 35%, if you remember that year. Dirk and Kareem limping towards the finish lines of their respective Hall of Fame unbelievable careers. We are numb to it. And everyone gets, and I am guilty of this to a degree as well, makes so many of the LeBron conversations an argument against the only person who maybe has an argument against him in Jordan. And because of that, we don't stop and recognize what he's doing is impossible. It was not even for Brew, because you're a big LeBron guy as well. You just happen to be wrong on the Jordan side of the argument. But even for those of us who have always been big LeBron guys, none of us thought that year 19 he would almost win the scoring title. Year 20, he would almost average 30 a game. And once again show you, if you put competent shooting around him, he can be the engine of an excellent offensive team.
No, look, what he's doing is unprecedented. Probably the only player you can compare to him in any sport is Tom Brady. Yeah, because Brady was still playing at an all-pro level.
Satchel Paige. It's 80 years ago.
Yeah, right. Like I mean, George Foreman, but that was one punch. Michael Moore was beating him.
Sure.
And Foreman caught him and won the
Big
heavyweight
promo
championship
for that
at 45.
upcoming movie, Brew.
That's
Are
right.
you in it?
I can't wait to see it. I'm not in this one, surprisingly. No, but what he's doing is phenomenal. And like you said, we're not going to have a GOAT conversation. But I've always said this would be the major argument for LeBron is the longevity. Now, we haven't typically measured GOATs by longevity, but this is obviously a notch on LeBron's belt. I mean, like you said, most guys, even the great ones who play at this late stage, they're not doing what he's doing. I mean, it's just phenomenal. And if he can somehow get this championship, I don't think they will, but if he can, and he's the leader and he's the finals MVP, it could be AD. But still, even if he's the one to really lead them to the championship, that'll be huge.
So, and listen, he didn't. His teammates are the ones doing the GOAT stuff. He's just reminding everyone he is still the king and the king of the NBA. You're right, Brew, in that we don't historically do longevity as the biggest factor and greatest of all time.
Emmitt Smith.
But I do wonder for LeBron if it's longevity plus. It's not like, okay, he played 5 years longer and he was pretty good. Right. Tomorrow we're going to reveal your NBA awards ballot, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I would imagine LeBron might be on an All-NBA team. I know for a lot of people he could be, right? That would be 19 of them. Magic and Bird combined are at 20. Jordan's at 11. If he ends up doubling up the and that's not seasons, but that is years where you were one of the 15-ish best players in the league. That is, we are now truly getting to territory the likes of which we've never seen in any sport. Because you're right about Brady, but at least Brady had a Drew Brees at the same time that was at least within reaching distance on the longevity stuff, not about overall excellence. And maybe we'll feel differently if in 6 years Steph is still awesome. And maybe that'll be like, oh, this is a new thing. But I don't know that we're seeing that.
I will say this, and LeBron, I love the nickname the King, but he's better than this.
Why?
This is the Jazz.
It's who's playing.
This is
9
the
minutes.
Jazz
I thought we were just going to have a
to
ceremony.
qualify.
Thank you, Mike.
Why didn't you say something?
Because I'm trying to be nice.
Am I right, though?
Like, oh, my God. We all need to. No one, anyone but me, and all of Bleacher Report, and half of the network. Oh, my goodness. I'm the only one up here.
But I think you'll agree with me on this, Wild.
Gracious.
Why is LeBron crowning himself against the Jazz backups to qualify for the play-in? If this was Golden State, if this was Boston, Memphis, Milwaukee, then I'm cool with it. LeBron,
it's who they're
do this
playing
later.
To end the year.
Do this later.
Is there a limit?
Do this
is
when
he not allowed to do
this
it
when
again?
you eliminate Memphis in the first round, maybe.
Okay.
Because then you got a tough
do
round.
it then too.
But I'm just saying,
there's
LeBron's
no one you would
better
have liked
than
it against. There's no one you would have liked it against.
No, honestly,
But
I like cocky LeBron as my favorite LeBron. The sunglasses. Okay. It's because I'm the best player in the world. I like this LeBron.
Then why did you? Then what was that little?
You're going too far. We all need to quit our jobs and have a moment of silence and talk about LeBron.
No,
we should all go outside and pick some flowers and mail them to LeBron. All right, relax.
Some allegedly smart people had this Lakers team missing the play-in, and now on Game 82, when they're still alive for the
is
6th
one of them up here?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Why? You know what? It's my fault. I expected the Mavs to make a run and push everybody down.
The Lakers are the 7th seed.
Well, I believed you. That's my fault. Guilty
you
as
thought
charged.
they'd miss the play-in. You thought they'd be the 6th seed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this guy.
Okay, what is that? What is that?
I was right. This is my crown.
There you go. How big is that? It's like an astronaut helmet. Moving on. Wild game for the Wolves that ends with Rudy suspended and McDaniels with a broken hand. First up, Jaden McDaniels. Out for the year.
It's a disaster.
After punching the wall. Is that wall padded? Oh, it was. I'm blaming the wall. I thought it was cement wall. Making matters worse, Rudy was sent home and now suspended for the Lakers game after he...
Wait for it. Bam!
Not great. Rudy apologized via Twitter.
Kind of.
I mean,
it was a nice.
At the end,
he gave mad love to Kyle.
In there, regardless of what was said.
So making matters worse. Now,
yeah.
you can. I guess you can. I'm going to try to paraphrase Woj's reporting.
This is great. Woj's tweet
Did
is
we put
great.
it up? Because
I don't know. Just go ahead.
Family
It's a
show.
lot of bleeps. Yeah.
The Wolves had to suspend Gobert for throwing a punch, but accepted that it was a shot to the chest with no intent to injure Anderson, and understood that Kyle called Gobert, this is my creative license here, a mean name repeatedly on a night Gobert was playing hurt. Brew, so bottom line is he's not playing against the Lakers.
Yeah.
Are you okay with it?
No.
Oh.
I don't think he should have been suspended.
Oh.
Let a little context. The Warriors did not suspend Draymond
was
Green. Now,
ring
they
night.
should
It
have.
was ring night.
He threw a sucker punch.
But he had to leave for a few weeks. I don't know where he went.
Look, this is a talking to. This is a fine. But what did Woj report before that?
That he kept calling
That
him the
he
B
said
word.
to him, "Shut the
Okay,
blank up,
Okay.
you
B.
be."
And then he kept calling him. Yeah.
You almost gotta do something to that.
Bro,
you
he's
know
a
what?
religious
You
man.
almost-
Bro,
he didn't play. If he hit him in the face, that would have been different. You almost
Monday.
gotta do
Bro,
something.
Broussard.
If somebody says that to you,
See,
you almost
so-
gotta like,
bro,
yo,
bro,
something to the chest. I'm not gonna start
I
getting
agree
crazy.
with you.
Right?
Hold up. So listen, I'll get the
Out of
suspension in a
character.
How do
moment.
you sit there and
I
just
agree.
take
so
that?
Brew, like that, because I was
Okay.
thinking about this.
Okay.
I was like, all right, if Brew and I got into it at work, what would be a bigger fracture in our relationship? If he and I were arguing and out of nowhere he punched me in the chest,
Okay.
or if he just kept looking me in my eye, calling me the B word, what's
Waiting
gonna
for
be,
you to
what's
do
gonna
something.
be harder
Right.
to come back from? It's at least close. And so,
Wild.
But
It's not close.
I guess Wildes is sticks and stones guy. May
I'm
break
not-
my
I
bones,
would-
but
I
words
wouldn't
will never
mind it.
harm me. So, but
I wouldn't mind. Just keep
come
calling
on.
me names. I'd be like,
And this happens.
all right, can I hold on? You guys want to know the honest take though? You know who's not getting suspended if he does that? Anthony Edwards. They might be better in this game
They
against
would-
the Lakers
you can't,
without Rudy
guys,
Gobert.
you can't
What?
punch your teammates. We already went through that this year.
And he
You
didn't-
can't punch a teammate.
Yeah, no,
Hit him
strong
in the
shove.
chest.
Yeah,
No,
that is
you got to do a
different.
strong shove.
Okay,
It
hold
was
on.
darn near
Wait,
strong.
can
He can't say that to a teammate either.
Can the,
Well, yeah, okay.
So
suspend him for
this
10
does,
minutes.
though, however, shine a light on the fact that this is trending towards one of the worst trade disaster debacles ever.
that's hard to argue.
After this year, 3 years, $131 million left on that Gobert deal. It was 5 first-round picks and 4 players. One of those players we were just talking about, Walker Kessler, the rookie center. Right now, Utah, if Minnesota called him, was like, all right, straight up, we'll give you Gobert back. We want Walker Kessler. Utah's
But
like,
who's
nah,
better?
bro, we're good.
Gobert's better, though.
I don't know that, bro.
Then Walker Kessler?
I don't know that.
Stop it.
Bro, he kills your team offensively, and his teammates seem
Well, he
not
has
to like
issues
him.
with his
Okay,
teammates.
but that's at some point that becomes a decade-long trend. I almost feel badly for Rudy because it seems like he knows nobody likes him, but nobody likes him. Don't laugh.
You don't sound like you feel bad
No,
for
I
it.
mean, it's just-
You look like you're relishing in the fact that nobody likes you.
listen. I am happy that the world seems to be coming around. That maybe, just maybe, some of the analytics community, slightly overrated the impact of the screen assist. I'll
tell you something?
But he does bring some value. Look,
Of course he does.
Yeah, the rebounding is valuable. Rim protection is
he's
valuable.
a great defender, but he kills your offense almost to the level. This year, defensively, they are 6 points per 100 possessions better with him. And offensively, they're 5.5 points per 100 possessions worse with him. So he almost nullifies his impact on the other end. Like, for this Lakers game, he is their highest paid player. He is the guy they did all this. Do you guys think their chances of beating the Lakers went down more significantly because he's out, or Jaden McDaniels broke his hand and isn't going to be out there? Because I think that's the bigger impact for
A
this
lot
game.
of people are talking about McDaniels and how he guards LeBron, and I think the last time they played, LeBron didn't have a great game.
Right.
But he's
don't
not
lock up
shutting
LeBron.
down LeBron James.
Yeah.
Or even,
We believe
is he
in
even
LeBron
slowing
James.
him down? I don't know. I would have rather have Gobert.
Of
Because I
course.
think the rim protection is going to be important against the Lakers. LeBron's always driving to the hoop.
Can I interest you in a hot take that I actually liked and agreed
Sure.
with? Kevin Garnett. Nothing like a light scuffle to
Thank
tighten up
you.
the screws before the playoffs.
Thank you, KG.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Again, this is good for the Wolves.
This stuff happens. I mean, guys get in an argument. Again, if he had punched him in the face, yeah, you got to be suspended.
So where's the suspension?
At least
right?
according
So
to me, not Golden
suspended,
State.
not
Yeah,
suspended.
I mean, that's a. And consider what the guy said to him. Come on, Wildes. I can't believe you sit there and let somebody just repeatedly say that.
Can I say something with respect
And he's
to KG,
smaller than him, too.
who I adored as a basketball player, and I love his media presence as well. KG is, maybe it's true if your team is solidly entrenched
That's right.
in the playoffs. The Timberwolves, I believe now, are done. Because I believe the Lakers are going to beat them. And so this is going to be their arc. Their arc is going to be, Rudy was here. We were losing a must-win game, 82. Rudy got sent home. We had an unbelievable comeback. Then we lost to the Lakers. Now we're back against either a Pelicans team that just played us neck and neck, or a Thunder team. Either one will have just come off a huge win. And so, and by the way, in this, like AD, I don't know if we have time to show it as far as this particular game. You guys talked about Rudy's impact. This is what AD's done this year against the Timberwolves. And that's with Rudy out there. So whatever their plan was with Rudy, now they're not going to have Rudy. It's
pretty good.
I think this whole thing, no Jaden McDaniels.
Pretty good.
I don't know how they're going to stop him. So I think it's a disaster
they're
for the
lose
Timberwolves. Disaster.
Maybe Anthony Edwards' star-making moment.
I love Ant-Man, but I don't think this is it.
Oh,
Cat
we're going to talk about the Mavs, which some people had going all the way to the championship.
Okay.
I didn't say who.
What Mavs? We hardly knew you.
Okay. Give it away. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.